Another shot is coming raw and unbounded. The whiskey's always talking and the beer's overflowing. Another shot is gonna hit you with a mind overloaded, loaded. The bar is always open with no inhibitions. Another shot will leave your sensories twitching. Just remember, everything we say is just our opinion. But then again, it might be the alcohol talking. It might be the alcohol talking. Let's go.
Welcome to another Shot Podcast, where our opinions might be real, or it could just be the liquor talking. Sit back and enjoy another shot.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to our Sunday night weekend hangover, which surprisingly, I guess everybody expected me to be worse for wear today, but surprise! Not gonna lie, last night was pretty epic. I thoroughly enjoyed and want to thank the Army-Navy Union. There's one more in there. Union Garrison 422 in Niles, Ohio. Very accommodating. I love those underground places like that. You know, you literally you go from street level, you have to walk down. I like that. It gave you that really old school vibe. And Kitty Cat said it best. Kind of made you think of Cheers a little bit, just not as swank, I guess is a good way to put it. But I like take Cheers and make it like a Chicago style speakeasy. You know, it definitely looks like a place that would have been, you know, that was the hangout during Prohibition. You know, you were down out of the way. I loved it. So again, we did that big conglomerate. You guys got to see a whole 15-minute, you know, we did an impromptu last night. We literally did not know about it until, what would you say, about 48 hours in advance? They were kind of like, hey, by the way, you want to go live for a couple minutes? Why the hell not? Owners, awesome people. Southern Outlaw Band, we had people from Ohio, Pennsylvania. I had a lot of my work crew come over and hang out with us. I'm not gonna lie, I think Dan had a hell of a good time, dude. He smiled the whole time. The only non-drinker there, out of my group, is that better? Out of my work group, I don't know. How do you want me to say it, Kat? Jesus God, even you took a couple sips. So technically, that makes you a drinker last night. Dan, we tried. Trust me, we tried. We did our 100%. Ray was involved. Obviously, Hooper was involved. We were all just, dude, just a sample. Just pick one and just the flavor. That's all you're going to get. He would not do it. He wouldn't budge. So kudos. But yeah, I mean, for everybody to make that trip, dude, that makes one feel good. That really did. So, I mean, oh man, just in our group alone, we had what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There was 10 of us. Then you count the Southern Outlaws and their posse, which, of course, Miss Sandy was slinging drinks behind the bar. Good job, Sandy Bottom. What? Okay. I like faces. I really do. So I mean that's how we communicate. We do. But no, between that whole crew, I mean, I don't know. Somebody ordered food, don't know what, but the chicken, the pizza, like I mean, the pizza was really good. That chicken, I can't remember the name of the place, but I mean, I wish we could shout. What is it?
Caesars.
Caesars, not Little Skeezers, but it's an actual Italian restaurant called Caesars. I mean, man. But I will say this much. It wasn't until the ever famous Awful House at the end of the night. That one came back and bit both me and the missus in the butt. Literally. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, the food was actually better than last time. The only difference is, like, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, restaurant, especially iconic ones that everybody knows that Waffle House was a truck stop for a while, and I mean, it literally is just a truck stop diner. So, at the end of the day, what do you know the food's gonna be greasy to begin with, absolutely 100% greasy, and then one thing that made them famous was their hash browns. That's my only complaint about last night. Mine was overly greased and not crispy whatsoever. Other than that, the food, service, man, we were having so much fun. Like the people that were in there, just laughing and joking. Honestly, I mean, there was very little downside to last night other than weather was it showed its ugly little mug there towards the end. But other than that, like the people, all that, it just phenomenal. Awesome night. Shout out to my people, my work crew. Thanks for coming out. On that note, though, we are 1 day away, less than 1 day. Actually, we are at this point 4 hours and 47 minutes. Man. I was joking last year when I turned 45 that I was, 50's coming right around the corner. I mean, and I keep saying, I'm looking forward to it. But son of a bitch, did anybody else think this year flew by? It really did. And even Sarah was commenting, like, this year just, it was there and gone. Lots of changes, lots of stuff, but yeah, 46. Did it hurt, Kat?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you older? I didn't think so. But what would a bar night be without brand new stuff at the bar? So before we get into this bad boy, which I've been chomping at the bit to try, and I'm sure tomorrow night when we have however many people lining up, it's going to come back out. But I'm pretty sure this one, if I understood correctly, that's going to be a top shelf, hidden, out of the way. But I gotta, you just breathe over there. I gotta do something real quick though. My kiddo, even though he will not be here tomorrow because he is back to school and they literally only have 1 day to adjust before they start back to class, went out and got me a nice little addition. I do not think I'm going to be using this. I might use this, which is the pour spout, the funnel, which we were looking for before the Santa crawl.
Managed to do it all by myself.
Oh boy, you did, sweetie. And she didn't. I'm not gonna say she didn't spill a drop, but that was actually pretty impressive.
Only spilled a drop.
A drop. But this one, little flask, 2 little shooters to go with it. Jack Daniels edition. I like the wood grain look. The night he went to the Steeler game, right before he left a little early so he could swing by and get this. So unfortunately, my oldest will not be able to say happy birthday tomorrow, so he did it early. So we are going to make sure to put this somewhere. Anyhow, and I definitely want to leave it in a box. I just think it looks awesome. Had to throw that one out there. I'm like, I had to pick on him. Like, you couldn't find Jameson? So, of course, like I said, last night was a conglomerate birthday. Blue, our boy sitting here in the nosebleeds, the better half of my production crew. We had 6ix9ine, which unfortunately, due to life, he could not make it last night. So, happy belated birthday, brother. And Arliss. And of course, like I said, mine. And then as it turns out, there was 2 other people at the bar that was having a happy birthday. Arliss, though, being the scholar that he is, found... Yes, ma'am.
And during our live, we found out that one of our many favorite followers, Jordan J. Coffee, her birthday was also on Friday.
January is a popular month. I haven't even touched the drop yet, and I'm already messing up. Yeah. So shout out to Miss J. Coffee. Happy birthday, belated. So on that note, Arliss wanted to find something for the bar that we did not have, and nor have we tried this one yet. And I think the first thing that everybody jumped on was the cool little gargoyle on top, which also serves as the pour spout. Everybody knows I like the Gothic. Okay, so when you zoom in like that, that looks a little nefarious. He looks like he's up to no good. Which with a bottle like this, obviously, I'm sure after we drink a couple of these, we'll be up to no good. But this is Von Payne Black. And guys, the Richter scale on this one is a 90. It's actually, I was reading up on it before we did this. It is out of, I think that says Port Richey, Florida. So it's kind of I guess you could say, would it be more of an island whiskey? So I'm going to assume, especially with it being dark, it's going to have those fruity notes, it's going to be a little on the sweeter side. But why talk about it when I can pour this? So naturally, already pre-gamed, got everything set and ready. We got our glass. And here we go. Is it me or is that a little bit anticlimactic? Did we miss something? All right, let's try this again. Yeah. Well, this is a bummer. Oh, wait. We had it. Where was it? Am I going to have to, actually scan the damn code to see how to pour this? That's crazy. All right, so let's go like this, and let's release. Let's go like this, and release. It's the only bottle I've ever seen that's come with a instruction manual, and apparently you're going to have to, you literally have to, it wants you to scan the code to learn how to pour this, but it's supposed to be, wait a minute, wait. I think I got it. If I saw the picture correctly. Looks like it's trying. Oh, but I can't do this anymore. We're going old school. I will definitely look it up. So let's go ahead and pour us a little 2-finger of this. Ooh, that looks reddish now. It looks rich, very rich. I cannot wait to try this. You and I got to talk. I think during the break, I'll make sure to scan that and figure out what the hell is going on. That's a bummer. I want to see it come out the garbage. Okay, so guys, we're gonna throw this out there. The internet all day long has been patchy at best. I've been trying to watch TV. Armstrong, guys, get your shit together. All right, but on that note, this is Von Payne Black. Smells awesome. Here we go. All right. It literally tastes, I can see why Arliss likes this one. It literally tastes like a Jack and Coke. That is the immediate, I mean, the first thing that came to mind, there's no other, I'm not going to sit here and try and say, oh, I taste, floral, whatever. No, that literally tastes like Jack and Coke in a bottle. That's actually really not bad at all. It's got an interesting aftertaste. And when I say aftertaste, like it no sooner hits, it runs with it. Arliss, we were just talking about your brother. We are giving it a try. But yeah, to me, honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like that is a Jack and Coke in a bottle. There's not a real harsh burn to it for which is surprising for a 90. Real smooth. I'm happy all day long. Arliss, cheers, brother. Appreciate you. Now all we got to do is, like you said last night, I guess we're gonna have to make sure we scan the QR code to, and just because Arliss is on here, we got to show them. Check it out. So we've tried this, and it looks like kind of regurgitates a little bit. You try and plug the hole in the back, still nothing. I've turned it to the side. We've done every which way we could, and it's being mischievous, but it is not bad. I really like this one. It is something completely different than what we are used to, and that's what I like about it. So I do like it. I like it a lot. Have you tried it, good sir? If you have, I mean, like I said, I can see why. I mean, that is straight blue. Would you like to try us a little teeny tiny hint? And that's all you're gonna get, because honestly, I'm gonna sit here and keep, Here you go, sir. Let's wipe his chin.
If you take the little card off and hand it here.
I gotta get past the back wing. If you will be so kind afterwards, you can hand it to her. Would you like to try a sample too, just so you can? Blue's going to try it as we speak.
It's pretty good.
Tell me that doesn't taste like a Jack and Coke.
A little bit.
And I'll take that, good sir. Thank you. Like I said, I dude, if you get an opportunity, go out, jump on it. You can definitely tell, like I said, I mean, when I saw where it was from, I kind of had an idea. I didn't expect there's zero bite to it whatsoever. There is no burn. So that's one of the big positives, but that could also be extremely dangerous when you think about it. Because usually when you're sipping at something, you kind of want that burn. It kind of gives you the, know when to stop burn, I call it. This doesn't have that at all. And honestly, I mean, I wouldn't even want to use that as a mixer. That is definitely sit down, enjoy, and sit. I like it. And it's going to look great even after the fact. And me and Kat have already said this right here, good sir, is definitely going to our top shelf. So once it's done, then we'll go ahead. We'll post it up somewhere. But yeah, I like it. And right now, Kitty Cat is trying to figure out how to actually get the pour spout to work. Because we did take, took the little rubber stopper at the bottom. Here's a little cover for the head. We were all kind of excited. So was I doing it right? She said yes. Yeah, like I said, I mean, another year older. You want one of the tiny tinies? See if you can get it to. Because I can see myself wanting another one of these here pretty darn quick. But yeah, another year older. I mean, I could say wiser, but I'll be opening up the door on that one. I had an interesting conversation with the missus today. She kind of feels like at times that I'm trying to go back to my 20s. And I tried to explain to her, no, I'm not trying to go back to my 20s. I don't, obviously I do a little bit more than what I was doing, mainly because of the show, but I don't know. The conversation came up, I'm like, I can never live like a hermit. I mean, there are times I like being at home, just, sit back and chill, relax, just not worrying about anything else, sitting down with the kiddo, sitting down with the missus, watching TV, trying to read one of the many books, can't figure it out either. But, no, I'm one of those ones. I still like to go out. That doesn't mean I have to go to a bar every time. I mean, I was trying to explain to her, just going to somebody's house, going and visiting or having people come over. Like, I mean, Steeler games. I'm pretty sure Blue wouldn't be too opposed if I said, "Hey, buddy, we got a Steelers Baltimore tonight. Let's go ahead and order some food, get together, and just all be idiots inside, of course." But again, in the summertime, bonfires. Actually, I'm more of a bonfire when it comes to fall. I like those chilly evenings, getting a nice big bonfire going, getting that, blazing hot. Sit down with your friends, have a few beers, enjoy. Arliss, you're going to love this, dude. She is hell-bent on making this work. It's just being obstinate. So when we pour it, it gets to a certain point, and it looks like it's going to start going, and then out of nowhere, it just says, no, I'm good. We'll figure it out. But no, I mean, and it's not that I'm trying to be, I don't need to be a social butterfly either. I mean, it doesn't have to be a house full of people, just going over and let's say, they got kids go and they play in the bedroom, and 4 adults, 3 adults, however many's there, sit down and talk and bullshit. And you know what? Surprisingly, Arliss, I had that initial mixed drink to begin the night. And then I stuck to beer for the most part up until the very end when we did the makers. Other than, some little samplers here, other than that, I guess the best way to put it, I wanted to, not only prove to everybody else, but prove to myself that I can still go out and just, have a handful of beers and enjoy that way. The next day when you get up, you don't feel like absolute dog shit. You don't sleep the day away. Now, as we were saying earlier, Waffle House is probably not the best of ideas anymore. And it became very evident when Sarah made breakfast later on, or I guess in our case anymore, it's brunch. And it just, to me, it tasted so much better than what we had just, a handful of hours prior. So that's the simple comforts. Most of the time, whether it's pouring drinks, cooking food, whatever, homemade is always the best. That's just my opinion anymore. The reason what I was saying was when we go out, last night, again, amazing. That was fun. So every now and then you had to shoot pool to I had by far the worst night of pool I've ever had in my life. So the people that go in there, I'm not gonna lie, are shooters. And I lost to the first guy. That's after, yes, Arliss, you beat me. I lost to when I finally got back up there, I lost to him only because he scratched on the 8. And I was so upset because I don't want to win that way. I mean, if it was a hard fought battle and there's, we're down to 1 ball each or the 8 ball each, that's it, and it happens, that's one thing. But I mean, he absolutely smoked me. And then scratched on the 8. So I was actually upset. I just wanted to hand the table back. I'm like, dude, this is yours. And everybody got uppity about it. Like, nope, doesn't matter. That's the way the game's played. Hard luck. I'm like, okay, what the fuck ever, dude. I'm in it for the not, it's not a way of life for me. But okay, cool. And then the next guy got up there and it was a lot more competitive. So I was starting to finally get my rhythm. And he goes, I'm just going to give you the table. I'm like, well, I just actually got yelled at because I wanted to give that guy the table and just, and he scratched on purpose. The ball was sitting right in the corner. It literally, eight ball was right there in the corner. It was an easy shot, and he cranked that bad boy. Not only did he bank the 8 ball, but he shot that cue ball 4 rails right into the scratch. So yeah, I either need to go out and get another pool stick and start practicing again, or just, like I said, I sit down and I have fun with it. I think my pool playing days are at this point kind of behind me. Ooh. But for me, yeah, this was a easy day. We did a handful of hours at best and just kind of sat there and chilled for a little while and did the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, drank some coffee, and here we are. So I thought it was quite funny because I have 2 people messaging me wanting to know, hey, are we going on time or are you needing more? I'm like, I almost actually messaged you guys and said, let's go ahead and go early. We have been trying to go early on Sundays anyways, so we can get the day, the week started off decent, get into bed. Okay, so you can get into bed because what's going to happen is I'm going to go in and I'm going to watch the game and then I'm not going to want to go to bed. February 14th for the housewarming party. Is that
Valentine's Day?
I was going to say.
It's Valentine's Day.
And Arliss is, I see Arliss having, decorations up. He's going to, we're going to have some tequila rose, we're going to go out and find the,
It's the day before I leave. I think that's why it's the 14th.
And where are you going? I know that. But what? I mean, I guess the real question: why are you going back down to Florida? Taxes. Answered my own question. That time of the year, is it? I should. What the heck? There it was. Ooh. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, Arliss, make sure you pour that thing over ice. Woo! That kind of grabs you by the wobbles. Oh, I'm definitely nice and warm now, but let's take a quick break. I'm gonna refill the ice and get everything back up and going, and let's continue on the conversation. I kind of had a thought in mind on the most appropriate song after last night and today. We've been talking about we had good friends, good food, good place, good times. So naturally, we got to say, good for the soul. This is the Southern Outlaw Bands with Good for the Soul. Guys, we'll be right back.
For the soul. Good friends, good music, good whiskey. Good for the soul. Bob and Jay was shooting some pool. It was time to take them to school. The long old woman was dancing around. So I looked over and then he yelled, hell yeah, it's good for the soul. A good friend, good music, good whiskey, it's good for the soul. For the soul. Good friends, good music, good whiskey. Damn, it's good for the soul.
And we are back. We are back. And as the song says, yes, it was good for the soul. Court brother, dude, that was awesome last night. This is the other one. Which one?
That's Court. That's
Okay, so
Sandy's daughter.
I knew that.
I said brother.
Well, either way. Yeah. So, Jesus.
He calls everybody brother.
I do.
Drives me absolutely bonkers.
Even Jay, for the longest time, I called Jay brother. And KD, because of that lavender at the end, I was always like, "What up, girl?" You know. I'm getting there. I'm good with faces. I suck at names. I'm not gonna lie. So it takes me a second. But yes, we had an awesome time last night. You guys did awesome. Spinning some tunes and getting up there and maybe next time we'll get some more people up here singing. Just throwing it out there. You got up there and sang, yes.
I did
And
3
Blue
songs
sang.
last night.
Sarah sang. We almost had Dan talked into it, and I think Hooper got up there and sang. Obviously Arliss. Cupcake got up there and sang a few times, and I don't know, karaoke, you know, let's call it what it is. I mean, DJs are fun, but karaoke really, I mean, I think one of the reasons people like karaoke is because it kind of makes them a rock star for that just few seconds. You kind of put yourself in that, you know, the shoes of the person you see on stage, or the, you know, the song you listen to, and I don't know. I like it. I dislike it. Last night was probably not one of my better nights, but I love the fact that, I mean, once it took off, like everybody was coming up. But it did, I mean, it was going in like ebbs and flows. You know, at one point, you know, it's like, you know, okay, we got back to back to back to back, and then they kind of simmered for a second. Then it was business as usual. Sarah did come up with a good idea, though. Maybe it's time I go ahead and try and pull the trigger on working with my speakers and mic and everything, and maybe start off local and just say from like 7 to 10. That way I can get my Fridays back. Instead of DJing until the butt crack of dawn, I'll go to like the VFW, or, you know, the Legion, or, you know, another club we know of, and just start off that way, and, you know, test the waters. Hell, we could probably do that in here every now and then, just to see what magic we can produce. I'm just trying to figure out. I want to try, you know, me, I can't just, I mean, I already got the virtual, and it's got a karaoke function, which a bunch of friends we know uses that one. They also go into, what is it, Sound Choice or something like that, or I can't remember the name of it. It's a real popular karaoke program. I don't know.
Court was just running it from YouTube.
I don't know if I can charge and do that. It's just like DJing. I can't,
It's
you know.
your equipment. It's your time.
That's fine and dandy. And there's a free program for virtual DJ. But if you get caught using it out and about, you still get in trouble. With virtual DJ, by paying for the subscription, that covers my license to go ahead and play the music. So, seeing as how there's been a nice little handful of DJs around here that have been kind of nicked a couple times because they got out there and the wrong person heard it, or they pissed the wrong person off, and then next thing you know, somebody else heard about it. And I don't know, if I do something, I always try to make sure it's as legit. That way I cover all my bases and it doesn't come back and bite me in the ass later on. It's kind of like, technically on this, I mean, if we really wanted to, we could open up Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, cut this out altogether and just say, all right, going live, flip over, going live, going over and flipping live. This actually gives us some leeway to things, and we still get hit every now and then for, you know, we play the wrong song without permission. Yeah, it's a stifling world. It really is. It's like we live in one big giant TikTok realm. Oh, that's just, I mean, that's the fun of it, though. I mean, at the end of the day, what am I moving for? So often you hear me say that. What am I in the mood for? I'll tell you what, let's do a little Red Label. I think Johnny's going to walk me home. It's not one of my favorites. This is more of a... Of course, I heard that, the Black Label is a million times better. I don't know. All I know is the last time I went to the VFW, I think out in Mercer, they had Red Label, and I mixed it with Pepsi, and I thought it was awesome. And yes, I broke a cardinal rule. Normally, you don't mix Scotch with something. Not supposed to, but I mean, when do I ever fully follow the rules? Oh, like you're a saint? You the patron saint over there that always follows rules? I saw the eye roll. Now you roll. Oh, you're not immune from my charms, beautiful. But no, like I was saying, technically after New Year's, you're a New Year in already. But for me, obviously, it's January, first of the year. I try to plan ahead as much as possible. And, again, I'm the cup is half full, never half empty. So I'm constantly sitting down trying to figure out, what, just like we were talking about the other night, like even with this show, what can we keep doing to not go stale? Keep doing the same thing every night. And I start to think, I'm like, maybe some of that is on us. Maybe we're not pushing it out there enough. Maybe people don't realize, like, we do have different theme nights. We try and run it like an actual bar. So, of course, we have our Monday night bartender, Wednesday night open bar. We leave it open to chat, and we drop the link and let people, come in. Or if you want to, you shoot us a message and say, hey, I heard this, seen this, I had a bad day at work, whatever, In all actuality, every show is kind of like that. Just each night we try to add a different variation to it. And me and the young lady behind the camera here, we're talking about adding another day. And part of me wants to kind of keep the VAR vibe, but because that's our shtick, honestly. We're a bar. So I'm constantly trying to come up with, ideas to pitch, like, I'll throw it out there, guys. We're wanting to do a movie night now. And no, it doesn't have to be all horror movies. And me, I'm that, I'm swinging for the fences every time. So when we do introduce that night, I'm truly hoping to have guests at the bar, if at all possible. Now, I'm perfectly fine with doing it over there, but like I said, we built this for a reason. So I really want people to be sitting there, and I just think it'd be really cool. I've got two in mind already, and they're local. Well, they're not locals, but they're close enough. So, like I said, I'm constantly trying to figure out which way I want to go with stuff. And her and I are constantly, we spitball and we go, and I think this is as good as time as any. What about the viewers? You guys have to have suggestions. What would you want to see? What would you want us to do? Is there a topic of conversation? Is there a certain theme you'd like to see? Hell, we were just joking about it last night. I'm thinking, like, here real soon, we need to go ahead and do like a Mardi Gras night. Obviously minus certain aspects. But I don't know, like I said, I'm constantly, I'm always spinning, which, It's not just on here. I'm not gonna lie. So I mean, we're building towards it, but we're not there. So we have dailies as well. So I always try to, obviously for right now, I have to mainly focus on what I do to pay the bills. And honestly, I mean, like I said, I had a little chat with the head boss man, and we kind of devised a path. And next month, I found out, another steps being taken to go in that direction. So I'm looking forward to the new training. I can't wait. They're getting ready to fire up all these new training classes. And him and I have spitballed this one before. I mean, I want him to send me as many as he can. I love to learn. I love learning new things. I mean, I've never worked in a garage before. Like I said before, that was my dad's thing. My middle brother, that was his thing. Even my sister for a while, that was her, she was into cars and garages, and a lot of my friends are gearheads. So I mean, it kind of for me came full circle, and now I do. I mean, at times is it a pain in the ass? Oh hell yeah. But I like being challenged. I like, learning new things. It's just, whenever I sit down, I go to, work on my vehicle now, I can do it with a lot more confidence now. I'm not going to have to sit down and try and find the right YouTube video and hope I don't find that, scrub that's going to half-ass it. And then before you know it, I'm driving down the road and I kill my entire family. I love, again, even at my age, I'm never going to stop learning. That's probably why I'm getting back into reading so much. Now on the flip side, see, I say reading, I like to turn pages. My youngest, she likes to turn pages, but she is definitely one of those ones that wants to sit down and turn on YouTube. So there's been a lot of times I'll get up in the morning and she'll be already sitting in the living room, and it's, a whole bunch of YouTube shorts, or it's going to be YouTube videos, about animals or weird facts or stuff like that. And we've talked about it before. Social media can be, useful if used correctly. But I mean, how many times it backfired on everybody? I mean, how many people have ever sent a message or received a message, and because you can't hear the voice or see their face, it reads off as something completely different. Or how about the better part? Here's another fun one. It autocorrects on you and you didn't realize it. So you say, hey, I'll see you in 30 minutes. And all actuality, you're like, hey, I'm going to be there in like 30 seconds. Hey, if you're going to cook, make sure if you're going to help me with this grill, start it, an hour, something fucks up. I don't know. We've lost that art of conversation. I truly believe that, We've talked about this before, looking back on the days of the rotary phone. When phones had cords, you had to sit down and actually call. You didn't text your friends, you called your friends. You called a family member. Oh God forbid we tell anybody to write a letter anymore. Hell, a lot of us don't even like doing Christmas cards anymore. I don't know. Like if I buy Sarah a gift, Kaylin a gift, Connor a gift, anybody a gift, at Christmas time, 9 times out of 10, it's going to come with a card, And to me, that's always been fun, going in and finding the right card. I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to dish on my better half on this one. The last time I got her a card, she's, she kind of teared up a little bit. And then once she got past it, she's like, I always have to do these sappy cards. I'm like, Ouch. That was kind of like a backhanded, thank you. So then you go out and you get the funny, goofy, and then before you know it, you're literally, what's the cheapest card I can find? Hell, does that say happy birthday? Does that say Merry Christmas? That's all I need. Done. You sign your name and it's over. Like I said, I mean, we've lost that art. We truly have become a lazy society with a lot of things. I'm going to catch myself. One of my little things, and I've been doing it more and more again, is I've always been a Mortal Kombat fan. Well, I downloaded the app on my phone. Yes, you can play Mortal Kombat on your phone. And I'll sit there if I'm, not really paying attention to anything else. I'll sit there for like an hour, 2 hours, and just kind of, and I'm playing a game, and I keep telling everybody I'm not a gamer, but in all actuality, what am I doing on my phone? I surprised them at work. There's been a couple times I'll sit down to break, they'll come in, they'll hear the sound, like, what are you doing? They'll go over and look, you have Mortal Kombat on your phone? I'm like, yeah. But here's the, I'm gonna dish on one of my coworkers. When he goes on break, he'll call his girlfriend, and then both of them won't even talk to each other, but maybe a little bit here and there. He's scrolling through and looking at little shorts and videos and stuff like that, or playing a game, and he's told me she does the same thing. So what is the point? I mean, honestly, what's the point? At least message and say, hey, love you, babe, and hey, on break, how's your day? Something like that. If you're not going to talk, why waste your minutes, or waste each other's time? If you're not going to talk, you're just going to sit there and watch videos. I mean, good Lord. And one of the things that kind of made me think about this all around is, I no sooner got up, and it's the second time I had to do it. Of course, I'm in the bathroom, and I get a phone call, and I look down, and it's Sarah's granny. I thought, okay, here we go. Well, she doesn't call that often. Once in a blue moon, I'll get something. Normally, it's like, I can't get a hold of Sarah. Hey, is everything okay? Or something along those lines. And she tells me happy birthday. And I'm like, oh, wow. And we start to talk, and she goes, so you do have a birthday today, correct? And I'm like, well, it's tomorrow, but I mean, that's all good. And she starts that, that infectious laughter. One of the sweetest Southern ladies you ever meet. She is one of those ones that if you're at her house, she'll tell you flat out, if you're hungry, hey, I got, stuff in the fridge. Go ahead and make, she basically just opens her door to whoever's, a guest in her house at that point. Just says, here, I could be going over for a whole 5 minutes. And she'll be like, you hungry? I got stuff in it. It felt good, that phone call. And I'm like, man, I need to go ahead and call my granny. I need to. There's another thing where I've kind of fallen flat on it too. I mean, I don't keep up with people like I should be. I talk, I talk about it all the time. I'm like, I haven't talked to them in forever. I need to call them. It wasn't all that long ago, just on here. My cousin popped in, Ray. We had a little fun back and forth and everything, and it wasn't long after that I found heard the news, and I'm not going to share that right now, but I normally don't say this either, but prayers to him and his family. I don't know. I got my cousin Nancy. She comes on here. My cousin Sandy. I got, somehow, some way, what we're doing here, we've found a way to communicate. I don't know. Again, that's why I said social media actually can be a decent tool if you don't sit there and waste your time with it. If you use it right, I think, isn't that what Facebook was originally intended for, anyways? Is to keep up with your friends and family and not have to write letters anymore and stuff like that. And then what happened? And you got Twitter. Boy, I remember when that first came out, which is now X. And then Twitter turned, then you got Snapchat and, oh, for the love of God, everybody I know, Connor lives, eats, and breathes Snapchat. Now, I had no interest in it until just what? 4 or 5 months ago, we started doing it. TikTok. It was, we used it in a way to reach out to people, and holy shit, we talk to people in Australia. We talk to people in Canada a lot. We talk to people in England. We've had people pop in there from Ireland, which, cheers. Adam, did we have one from Africa? I'm trying to remember.
Prince or King, something.
I can't keep up with them. I mean, and that's the fun thing, you look in the analytics and everything, and you see, who's watching from where, and I mean, honestly, it's fun. It really is. And like I said, done responsibly, look at what you can do. We are now, if I saw last, we're 67 away from 1K on TikTok, and we're building on here. That just doesn't go after. Oof. You're awfully quiet over there munching on your snacks, and what's your thoughts on it? Yeah, I saw.
Well, I'm not that big of a social media person anymore. I don't keep up with everything. But if it weren't for social media years ago, I wouldn't have found family members that I had been looking for my entire life. So,
Were you one of those ones that was really good? I mean, I know you do on occasion post, like vacation pictures or, when you're out and about. I used to love doing that. Now, really, the only time I post is unless I'm doing this or like Connor, Kaylin, or Sarah's birthday.
I share recipes just so I can go back on my feed later and look at them.
If I see a recipe I like, or I see something that, a DIY or something like that, I always send it to myself. I'll shoot it to my own. That way I can go back and look. I actually have 2 files, save this in a file, this and this, like I go on my kick where I'm like, oh, I'm going to be healthy. Ooh, so I'm going through Instagram like, so there's a good workout. There's a good, recipe. There's a good, and it immediately goes into the, or if I've, I don't know. Like I said, I both like it and dislike it. So other than recipes, you really don't all that much.
Well,
I know we kind of go back and forth. Like sometimes we'll just shoot it through text, or other times we'll shoot it through Messenger. Other than that, of course, we see each other 80% of the week anyways.
I keep up to date with different things. I see what's going on. I'm able to keep up with our different people that we follow, their schedules and everything with the social media. I'm able to know where Arliss is going to be this week, or where Gary's going to be next week, or I'm able to follow that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't have a whole big presence myself anymore. As much as I like it, and it does make it useful to be able to see those different things and not have to track down this person or that person or this person or that person. But I'm just busy in life itself to be stuck to a computer screen or a phone screen.
I know. I get the messages daily. See me. So at work, I take my phone and I put it in the break room, and it stays there till I go on break. On the rare occasion, I'll grab it on my way into the bathroom or something. But I try to keep it because we got a lot of people that, hey, has anybody seen so and so? Where are they at? And you turn around, they're either standing right there in the middle of the shop on their phones, or they'll disappear out there. They'll go back in the break room or number two, I don't want to break it because I'm constantly laying on the floor, or I'm getting underneath something, or I don't want to. The screen's already cracked to begin with. I don't need it broke anymore. But hell, for the longest time, even before all this, you remember when you had to actually pay extra to have text messages? I used to say, I got into it. I was like, oh, cool, you can text people. Okay, this is neat. But then we decided to dump the text messages, and I'm like, honestly, this isn't bad either. If you want to hear, hey, I'll text you. No, call me. You got my number. Just call me. Or somebody will say, dude, I tried to text you and it says it wouldn't go through. I'm like, yeah, because I don't have texting. Call me. Then we made the fatal error of getting text messages because around that time, they either lowered the price so much or it was getting free at that point. And it's just like, before you knew it, it was more texting than anything. I don't know.
I like the texting because I don't know what everybody's doing and when they're doing it. So if they're busy, they'll get back to me later. But a phone call, most of the time, people answer the phone call, and then you just feel like you're interrupting and being a bother. So I always text first.
And that is the convenience of doing that because, again,
if it's an emergency or something that I need answered right away or something like that, then yeah, I'll call right away. But
at least, geez, I remember when people would like when I had a pager, the number would come up. Yeah, I had a Motorola pager for a while. I was one of those knuckleheads. And I never understood why, the phone number would come up and then off to the side it'd say 911. So I immediately called him like, dude, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, I just need to. And then that's what I found out, we need you to call right now. Okay, but it's not an emergency. Okay. Of course, beginning of the cell phone age, trust me, I got I remember the early drunk calls. It says, love it, Kat.
I got it. Thank you.
What? Got a little. You might have some competition, Blue. I don't know.
Did I tell you that he literally knocked me on my butt last night?
And no, man. What happened?
Not Blue. Arliss.
Uh-oh. What happened?
So we were out in the smoking section taking a little break, and we were sitting there talking back and forth with Cupcake. And he announced he was going to do another song, and what song it was. Well, Cupcake said, oh, you're just going to show me up like that. And Arliss had said something to him about, no, you need to do some Marvin Gaye for Kat here. And I looked at Arliss like, yeah, okay, sure. Cupcake's like, what am I going to do Marvin Gaye for? Arliss leans in, that catchphrase that he does to me all the time. And he said it right in my ear, right up against the side of me. Yeah, needless to say, my knees went weak and I landed on the steps.
I've never seen somebody fall for, and I think back to some of the people you follow too, like that. On this episode, let's get fucked up,
It's that deep, husky, Mm-hmm.
You find out that the waterworks still work, huh?
No.
You just said your knees got weak. What was that?
My knees got weak.
I don't know, Blue. Potato. Sounds to me. I think at the end of the day, now we've given Blue a reason to go home and... Uh-huh. For all you on Spotify, you heard that correct. Let that sink around in your mental Rolodex for a little while. On that note, I think we've hit that point, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night for our Monday Night Bartender. Apparently, there's going to be, I don't know how many. Might just be one, might be a couple. I don't know. Oh, okay. But yeah, the True 46 tomorrow.
But she ain't 49.
I don't know. I'll start feeling old when I get called the Silver Fox. So at the end of the day, we've got our Wednesday night open bar coming up as well. Our Thursday thoughts and shots, and obviously we round it all out. Or how Kat likes to look at it is our Sunday night weekend hangovers, the beginning of our week. So I don't know. However you'd like to look at it. Anything you want to throw out there, beautiful, other than next Saturday night?
Next Saturday night is Long Boys over in Ohio with the wonderful Southern Outlaws Band. There is a possibility that we might have 1, 2, or 3 in-studio guests on Wednesday this week.
All right.
I have been working behind your scenes.
Did anybody else pick up? She was getting ready to say behind the back.
We have Saturday is Long Boys. Wednesday this week, it's possible there's 1, 2, or 3 in studio. I have a few calls out for it's either Thursday this week or next week for possibility of somebody in studio as well. So I am working.
So it's going to be, we're getting pretty busy. Apparently we're going to have to finish this bad boy up here.
Trying to make sure that you have somebody up there to talk to and not just staring off into me and talking to the person that nobody sees.
Well, like I said, we're another step ahead. We need to go ahead and get this bad boy finished up, and maybe that's something we can do tonight if you want. We can, at least put the stickers down. I don't know if we want to do that before. I think that should be the very last thing we should do, honestly, and then pour. Either way, we'll figure it out. Guys, like I said, we're going to wrap this one up. I'm going to go in and spend a little bit more time with the fam. I suggest everybody else do the same. Sit down, Arliss, recover. Thanks for popping in. Court, thank you. Mystery guest. We don't know who's up there, but we got another person up there watching. Chill night, honestly. Guys, had a blast last night. Looking forward to doing that again. To all you guys, see you tomorrow night. Kitty Cat Blue. Everything we say on this show is just our... I always get the head nod, okay? Voice. You've got a voice. You can say, oh, wait 1 moment. Hold up. Anything. I can't hear your head rattle. I mean, we can, but...
But you get the idea when I shake my head. It's not time for that part yet.
Yeah, but we're also adults, so we're going to talk. Because we do have a talk show.
But it got you to stop with your talking for a second. We brought back our last shots.
Okay.
And you keep trying to not do a last shot.
So it's been a minute since we have done, all that. So bear with me if I don't keep up with it, because we dumped it for a little while. Did you even have one set up? Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh. You can use your big girl voice? Goose frappa. Here she goes. Do do do.
You define your own life. Don't let other people write your script. Accept no one's definition. Define it yourself.
You did that all without feeding the ducks.
Yes, I did.
You know, one of the things, geez, oh man. Don't like the cold snap, do you? Apparently not. It's been a hot second since we had this bad boy up here. So I guess it's on me. Give me a second while I look everything. I'm sorry. I had to call back. No. Like I said, guys, I mean, I do my best anymore not to dwell. If I got something to say and I keep rehashing this one, no more midnight, final shots or anything like that. If I'm going to say something, I'm going to tell you. If I got something on my mind, I'm going to let you know. That doesn't mean you need to do it as an attack. Again, I brought it up. We've lost the art of conversation. But that door is mutual. So when somebody says something, feelings aside for the time being, and, put the lock on the trigger. Because you got to try and find a common ground. All of us mess up. We all make mistakes. I'll be the first to admit, I'm one of the biggest jokers around. I love joking with people. I'm very flirty. But I always make sure to, in some way, shape, or form, I'll let you know that I'm joking. If I feel like, and I'll be the first one to say, hey, I feel like I kind of went a little bit with that one, and then I'll leave the ball in their court, okay? It's like, all I can do is say, I'm sorry. But, again, I try not to dwell too much on the past. I'm constantly trying to look forward. So the reason we say leave the drama at the door is because, if you don't have the time to communicate, then I don't give a shit about he said, she said. I'm all about the now or the future. What can I do to fix, to improve, to amend, to, whatever? Because I'm going to say this one, it's one of my favorite sayings: yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. And I use this show as a big example anymore. I keep saying there's a lot of stuff in the near future, a lot of stuff coming up. And judging from what I just heard from Miss Kitty Cat, things are starting to really shape up. And instead of me just kind of looking off into the wild blue yonder, or, talking to that beautiful voice behind the camera, I'm just, face-to-face interaction is the best thing for me. I think that is the best form of communication. So like I said, guys, keep looking forward, keep moving. You can still live in the now, but plan for the future is the best way to do that. And for me, that's going to start with tonight, sitting down and actually finally pulling the trigger on it and saying, you know what, I'm going to sit down and first I'll get my shower. I'm going to sit down, relax a second, maybe drink some tea. I'm obviously going to finish this bad boy. So thank you, young lady, for bringing this out to us. And the ample amounts of koozies. Guys, any journey starts with the very first step. So at the end of the day, again, stay positive, stay excited. Know when to cut and run, but always keep your head up. Cheers. Again, tomorrow night, Monday Night Bartender, birthday extravaganza. I think it needs to be cake and ice cream. I'm being funny. The bar gets really small quick. I've noticed that. We got our Wednesday night open bar, guys. Our Thursday thoughts. I get the good news soon. Our first official Tuesday night. We just need a good name for our movie night. That's why I'm not. Everything we say on this show is just our opinion, but then again,
it could just be the alcohol talking.
I haven't drank anything fizzy all night, so that one kind of went rough. Cheers, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See you soon.
Thank you for stopping in and listening to the Another Shot podcast. We shared some drinks, stories, and laughs. But it's time to say goodnight. Join us next time on Another Shot podcast.
If you're looking for a party, then man, have you found it? Now the shot is coming raw and unbounded. The whiskey's always talking and the beer's overflowing. Now the shot is gonna hit you with the mind overloaded. The bar is always open to no inhibitions. Another shot will leave your sensories twitching. Just remember, everything we say is just